Okay, I have 2 people till now. You have given me attendance. There's 7 views now. Give your attendance quickly. Okay, 4 people till now. I'll wait for 2 more minutes, guys, and then I'll start. Okay, Varsha. Okay, we'll start. People are not joining, it's their fault. So I'm starting with topic statistics. Now, what is statistics? Statistics is a form of science which deals with, I'm writing the definition, form of science which deals with collection, presentation, analysis, and representation of the data. Or let's say interpretation, because presentation I've already so important words in this particular definition is, first of all, collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation, and then comes the word data. Now, why statistics? Now try to understand. I want to know a pattern of which math book grade 9 students across India, Cbse board, want it. Now, if I want this information to be with me, what I'll do is I'll start collecting data. And what would be that data? So data would be that I'll go to student to other and I'll start asking, which math book do you prefer? Somebody will say R.D. Sharma, somebody will say R.S. Agarwal, somebody will say Pearson publication, somebody will say NCERT, somebody will say autonomous board book. So what happens is I'll have some good 10-15 categories, and suppose I'm interviewing some good 10 lakhs people. So what happens is I have 10 lakh data in front of me. Now I need to, so collection of data is, this is the part of collection of data. Now I'll do analysis. Presentation of data is last actually. So first I am doing analysis. So my analysis would be that I'll categorize data into different categories. So I'll say out of 10 lakhs, 2 lakhs read R.D. Sharma, 2 lakhs read R.S. Agarwal, 1.8 lakhs read Pearson, and likewise. I'll do the filtering of data. And then I'll make a chart. So interpretation of the data is that the most number of people are studying either R.D. Sharma or R.S. Agarwal. 40% people are studying R.D. Sharma and R.S. Agarwal. Very less people are studying autonomous board book and all those things. So having said that, I'll have then presentation of data, and the presentation of data will say me that, see here, I made a bar graph which is of 2 lakhs. This is for R.S. Agarwal. Similarly, I may make a bar graph which is again 2 lakhs, which is for R.D. Sharma. This is 1.8 lakhs for Pearson, and likewise. So statistics is gathering data from somewhere, and with that data, I study that data properly, put it in a certain format depending on my requirement, and then try to find out behavior, try to find out the habit of, or try to find out, uh, s- try to find out characteristics which is of my liking. So statistics helps us in mining. The statistics helps us in knowing several unknown characteristics about different surveys. Now the another word in my discussion was data. Now what is data? Data is nothing but information or a set of given facts. This is what data means. Now, as we know data now, let me go to type of data. So, data is categorized into two parts. One is primary data and one is secondary data. And primary data is something data collected firsthand by the investigator himself. So in this kind of data, one thing is important, that when I'm going to find out, when I'm doing the research work, when I'm doing study about something and I need some information from outside, I go out, try to find out that data. That is what my primary data is all about. Now this is my secondary data, and my secondary data tells me that when I have to study, I look to some historical data. So this data was collected by someone and not collected at time of research. It is collected by someone else. So if I give a live example of this, every 10 years we have census. Census means we calculate total population of India and other fundamental categories, like we calculate education, we calculate income and all those things. Is it okay? So earning members of the family, income is not the salary, earning members of the family, whether a person is working, he is employed, he is not employed. Then then other things. So what happens every 10 years? I have my census of India. So this is a primary data. Secondary data can be that if I go to find out the you can say anything like suppose I go and I have to give a presentation about the unemployment rate in India, and I go to NSSO website and I find out data from there, and I just copy paste that data saying that I have taken it from NSSO. So that data which I didn't collect becomes secondary data, because this was collected by NSSO survey and I didn't use it. So sorry, I didn't uh, I have nothing to do with collection and analysis of data. I just find it from somewhere. I quote the source, that this is the source from where I'm getting it, and then I do my business with that. So I have already explained primary and secondary data to you. Now let me move to raw or ungrouped data? So raw or ungrouped data means data, when you collect the data in original form without any analysis, categorization, you have to write this word that ungrouped or raw data is always in original form. Grouped data is when it has been put in certain order. When it has been put in certain order. Fine. So that order can be ascending order, descending order. It can be categorized by name, address, date of birth, anything. So categorization of data depending on different variables is known as grouped data. Now, there is something called array. Now, array is specific form of group data. That specific form is nothing about if any numerical data, if any data set is arranged in ascending or descending order, that is called array. So array means you take the data, put it in arranging order, or you put it in descending order. So you find an array. Now next thing is frequency of data observation. And this is very important, guys. Focus here. Frequency of data observation. It is the number of times an observation occurs. So what I'll do is I'll take a few numbers and I'm writing few numbers here: 5, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 4, 2, 5, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3. Now, first of all, if I have this kind of data, I know that numbers are from 1 to 5 and I have all the numbers. So if somebody is asking me that what is the frequency of each observation, what I'll do is I'll make like this. So remember this. And what is this data all about? Number of children in each house. So I went to 20 houses and I found out how many children are there in that house. So what I'll do over here is I'll make a frequency table. How to make frequency table? Frequency table is like this. You will write number of children, then you will write tally mark, and then you will write frequency. So as this number is going from 1 to 5, all numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of children are 1. Tally mark is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So tally mark means, see what happens. I draw 4 lines like this and 1 line like this for 5. So suppose if tally mark, let me explain here. Tally mark, if any number or any number is coming once, I'll make 1 line. If 2 numbers are coming, I'll make 2 lines. If 3 numbers are coming, I'll make 3 lines. If 4 numbers are coming, I'll make 4 lines. If 5 numbers are coming, I'll make 4 horizontal line and 1 diagonal line. So this is for 5. What about 6? Again, I'll mark 1 line. For 7, I'll mark second line. For 8, I'll mark 3 line. For 9, I'll mark 4 line. And for 10, again, I'll mark 1 line like this. So this is how you have to make tally mark. So this gives me frequency is equal to how much? 5. So now I'll remove number 1 from here. I'll go to number 2. So this is coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for 6, I draw 4 vertical line, 1 line like this, and then again 1 line. So this is 6. Now I'll go to 3. So 3 is coming 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So 3 is coming only 4 times. So I'll draw 4 vertical lines. So I got 4 vertical lines. Now I'll go to 4. 4 is coming 1, 2, 3 times. So for 4, I'll draw 3 lines and I write 3 here. And for 5, I'll write 1 on this side and 1 on this side. So I have only 2. So I'll make 2 vertical lines and I'll write 2 here. This is what my frequency table is. Did you guys understand? Just let me know in the chat box. I'm waiting. Okay, Shraddha Ritu has told yes. Dhruti has told yes. Varsha has told yes. Anchita, did you understand? Tanay? Okay, Tanay is also saying yes. Good. Okay, so let me move to few questions and then I'll come to exclusive inclusive form. Okay, so fine, all of you yes. So I'm moving questions. I'm moving 2 questions. So look at the second example. I'm doing it for you. And I'm directly taking example from your book, R.S. Agarwal. This says that the following data gives marks out of 50 obtained by 30 students of a class in a test. And this is like this. So let me write with a green pencil. The data is like this: 40, 12, 46, 37, 17, 27, 30, 6, 2, 23, 19, 39, 25, 5, 33, 19, 21, 12, 41, 17, 19, 17 again, 12, 8, 10, 1, 9, 21, 13, 48. How many data? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I have all 30 data. Now guys, look at here in this question. Now, when I go to make frequency table, I cannot make frequency table for each number. That 40 is coming once, so I write once. I draw a tally mark 1 and I write once. So what happens if, look at here, if data, or if number of data are large, or let me write if data size is large. If data size is large, then we need to make class intervals. First, let me define what is class interval. First, so class interval is a group or a set of group in which the raw data is condensed. So this is called class interval. Now see how I'll take class interval here. So my number varies from 1 to 40. So I can take class interval of 1 to 5, then 6 to 10, then 11 to 20, then sorry, 11 to 15, because this class size has to be equal most of the time. Class size is difference between the bigger number and the smaller number. So I'm taking a class size of 5, and here 16 to 20, and likewise I can take till 40, or I can take a class interval of 1 to 10, then 11 to 20, then 21 to 30, and then 31 to 40. Now guys, look at here, look at very carefully here. I am ending this class interval at 10, and I am beginning this class interval with 11. What about numbers between 10 and 11? So numbers between 10 and 11 cannot be fit in this particular class interval. So this kind of arrangement of class interval is good for those data set where I only get integer values. Are you understanding? So if I'm getting integers, there would be no number between 10 and 11, 20 and 21, 30 and 31. So this will do my job. If I have any number such as 10.5, so I will not be able to fit it in this data. So for that, I'll have to make another kind of data set, which is 1 to 10, where 10 included. I can write like this, that 10 is included here, or 10 is not included here. And then I'll make from 10 to 20. So I can write that this larger value is not included here. So if any number 10 is coming, I'll write here. Then I can take from 20 to 30, and then I can take from 30 to 40. Now in this kind of data class interval, what happens is there's some kind of data where I have decimal values. So if 10.1 is coming, I know that this is between 10 and 20, so I'll put it here. And if 9.9 is coming, I know that this is suited for this data, so I'll put it here. Which is not possible in this case. If 10.1 is coming, where will you put? This finishes at 10, this starts at 11, so I will not be able to put decimal data. So now try to understand that this kind of arrangement where I don't leave any gap between the class interval is known as continuous form or exclusive form. So this kind of, let me just, this is known as continuous form or exclusive form. And this kind of arrangement where there is a gap between the two class intervals is known as non-continuous or inclusive form. Now, one thing is important to know that wherever you are only getting integers, you can utilize any of these. Wherever you are only getting you are getting few decimal values, also you have to utilize continuous one. Wherever you have data where only integers are there, you can take this, only this. Both of them are fine for integer data, but for non-integer data, only this one is fine. So now let me move to arrangement of the given data into frequency table. So I am taking, look at here, I take class interval. There is no need to make tally marks here, class interval, and I will make it in both the forms. So first one I am making it in form. So in exclusive form, what happens? I take from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and then I take from 3. And this is number of students, which is frequency. So try to understand. Let me put the data here. So now 0 to 10, how many values are there? I'm saying that 10, 20, 30 are not in here. So 10 is not included here, 20 is not included, 30 is not included. It means that if 10 is coming, I'll write in the second. If 20 is coming, I'll write in the third. 30 is coming, I'll write in the fourth. So between 0 to 10, let me find out value. So till now, I have not got 1. This is 1, 2. I have got till now 2. After that, this is the third one. Then after that, this is the fourth one. I told 10 I'll write in the second one. So this is the fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one. So I have six numbers. So 0 to 10, I have 6 numbers. Now let me go to 10 to 20, and any 10 would be included. 1 I have 2, then I have 3, then I have 4, then I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11, 10 to 20. Similarly, if you count 20 to 30, you will have 20 to 30. If you see, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more, 5. So this gives me 5. No, there are few numbers more than 40 also. So I'll have 40 to 50 also, because the number is still 50. So this is 5. 30 to 40, I will have 1 here and 2 here, 3 here, and 4 here. So 4 numbers between 30 to 40. 40 to 50, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have 4 numbers here. So 40 to 50, I have 4 numbers. Now what you should do is that after making this frequency table, this number, addition of these numbers, frequencies, should add up to 30. So 6 plus 11 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4 is 17 plus 5, 22 plus 8, 30. So I get a number 30 here. Now let me make the same table in non-exclusive format. So sorry, yes, non-exclusive format or uh, inclusive format. So inclusive format means now I will not have that problem of where I should fit 10. So I write class interval here, and this is from 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, and 31 to 40, and this is frequency. So frequency is telling me that 0 to 10, it'll so 0 to 10, what happens is, here initially I was putting 10 over here, now I'll have to put 10 over here. So 6 in the previous one, here the frequency was 6 because I put the 10 over here. So I'll add 10 over here, frequency becomes 7. And here it was 11 in the previous case. I will remove 10 from here, so this becomes 10. Now what happens is, here 30 was not included, 1 marks 30, which is here. Now this will have to be included here. So if I include it here, this gives me 6, this gives me 4, and 40 to 50 gives me 3. So this gives me how much? 30. So this is it. Solve the first question of this type from your book. First question of frequency distribution from the book. Hello. Have you done? Agrawal. Okay, guys, have you done? Okay, fine. So let me move to another topic. Not another topic. Let me move to another concept in this thing. Now, there is one concept which I didn't tell you here is mark. Class mark is from 0 to 10. So 0 plus 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. So here class mark would be 5. What is the class mark? Class mark is mid value of upper and lower limit. Mid value of upper and lower limit. And how do you find out mid value of 2 points? If first point is A and second point is B, mid value would be A plus B divided by 2. So this thing comes like that. 0 to 10, 11 to 20, you can find out the mid value. As simple. Now let me go to some other question. So Let me give you a question now. So question 4 is, the water tax bill in rupees of 30 houses in a locality are given below. So this is 144, 184, 130, 195, 132, 134, 196, 114, 212, 174, 188, 210, 202, 145, 175, 154, 174, 178, 166, 146, 135, 115, 120, 114, 140, 188, 176, 166, 210, and 208. You have to construct a frequency diagram or frequency distribution. One second. Frequency distribution table with class size 10. Just do it. After you are done, just let me know in the comment box. Okay, Shraddha has done it. Okay, I've got only one answer till now. I'll wait for 2 more minutes. Okay, so I've got few answers now. Shraddha, Ritu, Dhruti, and Tanay. So, okay, let me solve because I have to finish off other topics as well. So, how I'll approach this question? It is very important when a question is discussed to know about approach. Now, approach of this question would be that first, how many data are there? So 30 houses. So total number is 30. Now, frequency size of 10, it means what? So you look at here, I'll start from the lowest number. What is my lowest number? If I go through this, I find that 114 is my lowest number, which is coming 2 times. What is my highest number? So highest number in this line is 212. So any other number more than this, I don't find it. So it means that I'll start from 114. I'll write till 124, then 124 to 134, then 34 to 44, then 44 to 54, then 54 to 64, then similarly 64 to 74, then similarly 74 to 84, 84 to 94, then 94 to 204, and then 204 to 214. This is how my frequency class intervals look like. Now, once you have made these class intervals, now what we need to do is, in your book it has been given. I don't do it generally, but as your book suggests, you make tally marks. So tally marks, and then you write your frequency. So once you write your frequency, you will see that 100, and I'm not getting into calculating each and every number. You will see that 114 to 124, if you count here, there would be 4 numbers. 124 to 134, there would be only 2 numbers. 134 to 144, there would be 3 numbers. 144 to 154, again there would be 3 numbers. 54 to 64, there is only 1 number, so I'm drawing 1 here. 64 to 74, there are only 2 numbers, so I'm drawing 2 numbers. 74 to 84, there are 5 numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there are 5 numbers. 84 to 94, there has to be 3 numbers. 94 to 204, there has to be 3 numbers. And 204 to 214, there has to be 4 numbers. So how much it is? This is 30 numbers. That's simple. So this is how you have to do it. Now in this question only, I'll tell you concept of cumulative frequency. So what is cumulative frequency? One, I have made this frequency diagram. Cumulative frequency is I have to keep on adding the adjacent number. So first number, there is no number ever weight. So in cumulative frequency, I'll write 4. But next number, this 4 will be added to this 2, then 6. Now this 6 will be added to next number 3, 9. Again 9 will be added to this 3, this becomes 12. 12 will be added to 1, this becomes 13. 13 will be added to next number 2, this becomes 15. 15 added to 5, this becomes 20. 20 added to 3, this becomes 23. 23 added to 3, this becomes 26. 26 plus 4 is 30. So this is how it is. So now let me go to another concept, which is formation of different type of graphs. So I'm starting with bar graph. Bar graph is one of the most or one of the simplest this thing. So bar graph is nothing but it's of uniform width and varying height. So what do I mean by height? Height represents the frequency of corresponding observations. Now look at here. This is mode of transport. So mode of transport is car, bus, moped, then bicycle, and then I have rickshaw. Rickshaw. And then I have here number of students traveling through these modes. So car, I have 4 people, bus 27, moped 11, bicycle 20, and rickshaw 8. Now what I'll do over here is I'll draw the bar graph. Now look how I draw the bar graph. The bar graph would be drawn like this. On x-axis, I'll put here car, then I'll put here bus, then I put here moped, then I put here bicycle, and then I put here rickshaw. When you make this x-axis, make sure that this these intervals are equidistant from each other. It should not be that car you are making here and rickshaw and bus you are making here, and moped again you are making here. This should be equidistant from each other. Also, when you are selecting a scale on y-axis, it has to be uniform scale. So say I say that 1 unit on the bar chart is on 1 unit on the graph is equal to one number here, or let's say 1 unit is equal to two numbers here. So what happens, unit is two numbers, so this becomes 4, then this becomes 6, then this becomes 8, this becomes 2, then this becomes 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. This is nearly 27. So car is still where? So car I have to make like this. Make sure this width is of equal length. So zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.5 centimeter, 1 centimeter nearly. Then you will have bus largest. So this will be 27 like this. Then you will have moped 11. 11 comes somewhere here. So moped would be somewhere like this. Then you have bicycle 20, so 20 is somewhere here, so bicycle would be somewhere like this 20. Rickshaw would be 8, so rickshaw would be somewhere like this. So this is how you make your bar graph. So once I have done the bar graph, okay, from bar graph topic, solve one question. Open out your RS Agarwal book, take a question from bar graph topic and try to solve it. Dhruti, I'm saying from bar graph topic, solve one question. That's what I'm saying. The chapter number in my book is different from chapter number in your book. That is why I'm unable to say the chapter number. Solve one question from your bar graph book. R.S. Agarwal. Shraddha has done it. Okay, so I have got most of you saying done, sir. So I am moving to another topic, which is histograms. Now, bar graphs, if you could have seen, bar graphs, the variable was discrete. What do I mean by discrete variable? Discrete variable means something which is where numeric values does not matter. I mean, there you saw car, moped, all these things were given. What happens when you get exclusive or exclusive or continuous distribution? So for that, if I have to make a vertical graph like this, I have marks frequency distribution. I am writing here distribution. So I'm writing marks and I'm making class interval here. So this is 10 to 20, this is 20 to 30, this is 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. And this is number of students. So number of students is 7, 11, 9, 13, 16, 4, 2. So first of all, let me tell you what is a histogram. Histogram is a graphical representation of frequency distribution in the form of rectangles with class intervals as bases and the corresponding frequency as heights. Now, this looks like a simple definition, but what I mean to say is that when there is this exclusive class interval, then only histogram comes into picture. So what I do over here is, you look at here, I make histogram like this. Now you look at here, the histogram will start from 10 because between 0 to 10 there is no data. So between 0 to 10 I make this kink. Don't forget to make this kink. Kink says me that the data or the graphical representation doesn't start from 0. So I make this kink here. After kink, this is 10 and this is 20. So 10 to 20, there are 7 data. So I make this data 10 to 20. Now the other number is 30 and the number of data is 11. Suppose it is here. Now what I see here is this data is finishing on 20 and this data is starting on 20. So this 20 data only will be increased to 11 and then this will be 30. Now 30 to 40 I write here. So again this 30 is common between here to here. So the other number, which is 9, will start from here and it will go like this. Now 40 to 50 is 13. So 40 to 50 will be somewhere like this, 13. So this is 50. Now 50 to 60 is 16. So this is somewhere like this, 16. So what I'll do now is, now 64, so somewhere like this, and 70 to 80 is 2, so this is somewhere like this. So this is how you make histograms. Now take one question from your book of histogram, try solving it. From histogram, select first question and try solving it. Every time I'm mentioning book, I'm mentioning your R.D. Sharma. Sorry, R.S. Agarwal. Every time I'm mentioning a book, I'm mentioning R.S. Agarwal. So solve the book, solve the question. Okay, 5 people have told me they are done. I'm waiting for others. 1 more minute. Okay, so now I'm not waiting anymore. Let me go to another topic, which is frequency distribution. Sorry, frequency polygon. I'm sorry. Another way to represent data graphically is to make frequency polygon. And how to make frequency polygon? So look at here. Now, one thing you should remember that frequency polygon starts from 0 on x-axis and ends at 0 on x-axis. So try to understand what to do then. So look at here. So let me write, this is, let me make, this is my pocket expense. And this is number of students. Zero to 5, 10, 5 to 10, 16, 10 to 15 is 30, 15 to 20 is 42. Now 20 to 25 is 50. 25 to 30 is 30. 30 to 35 is 16. And 35 to 40 is 12. Now when I need to go to make frequency polygon, what I do is, look at here, what I do is in frequency polygon, so I write, see what happens, frequency polygon is this kind of graph where you have to plot points with respect to certain number. It's not this, in frequency polygon, this complete range or class interval will not be used. Frequency polygon is a line graph like this, something like this. The number is going from here to here. So I make numbers like this, and then I do like this, and something like this. Then I come from here. Then I stop here, something like this. So frequency polygon is something like this, where any particular number, like this number 10, number plotted against one singular point on x-axis, it would not be plotted against a class interval. Like in histogram, what happened that any number was plotted against class interval. This will not be case here in frequency polygon. So what will I do in this particular case? One thing that I'll be doing is that as I have to find out a specific point on x-axis, there is something called class mark, which will be calculated. So class mark, as I already told you, class mark would be, so rather than making this table, I'll make the class mark here only. So class mark would be, you look at here, 0 plus 5 by 2 is 2.5. 5 plus 10 by 2 is 7.5. So I'm calculating here class mark. And 10 plus 15, so this gives me 12.5. This will give me 17.5. This will give me 22.5. This will give me 27.5. This will give me 32.5. This will give me 37.5. As simple as that. So this is it. Now I make this pocket expense. So pocket expense is from range 0 to 5. I'm leaving this row for now. Class marks is 16, and I keep on making this. Now what happens is, if I have this kind of data in front of me, so let me just erase it for some time, and let me make frequency polygon for you. For frequency polygon, what I do is I draw this x-axis. Now on x-axis, draw these points: 2.5, 7.5, 12.5, 17.5, 22.5, 27.5, 32.5, and then I have 37.5. So on 2.5, and on 2.5, I have 10 here. On 7.5, I have 16 here. On 12.5, I have 30 here. On 17.5, I have 42 here. On 22.5, I have 50 here. On 32.5, which is 16 here, so it will be somewhere here, 16. And on 37.5, I have 12 here, so 12 would be somewhere here. So what I'll do is I'll start my graph like this, and I'll start joining different points. Once I join different points, I get this kind of frequency polygon here. Now the problem is, I told that the frequency polygon always starts from 0 and ends from 0. So what do I do in that case? So what I have to do in that case is that when I'm making the class mark is starting from 2.5. Look at the gap, look at the class interval. The class interval is of 5. So what I do here is that from 2.5, I will write, so I will write class interval 1 before it and 1 after it. So what happens is, before it the class interval would be from -5 to 0, and after it the class interval would be 40 to 45. Now class 5 of -5 and 0 is -2.5, and class mark of 40 to 42, 40 and 45 is 42.5. So this will start from here, which is -2.5, and this will go till 42.5. So as my actual frequency polygon is this, I have to start it from 0. So I will go back. This class interval is of 5, so I'll go back 5 places like this, and I will go ahead 5 places like this, and I'll match it with x-axis. This completes my frequency polygon. So that is not that it follows from histogram. There is nothing like follows. His frequency polygon can be made with histogram, but frequency polygon can be made separately also, as I have done on the board right now. So there is nothing like it follows from histogram. So take one question, guys, now from your book and try solving it. Okay, 4 people have written, they have done. I'm waiting for others. Okay, fine. So what I'll do is now I'll teach you. This will be the last topic, mean median mode. I'll take in Thursday's class with probability, because probability will not take more than 1 hour to complete at your level. So maybe half an hour more. We'll see what to do in class, because that would be the last class. Now, how to make, so histogram and frequency polygon in same graph. So suppose I give a table, I make a table here. Oh, I'm sorry. So you know the heading, I'm removing the heading. Let me make a line over here. And then I have another line here. And then I have another line here. I have another line here. I have another line here. And what I do is I give cost of living here, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what I do now is I have cost of living here, and this gives me number of workers. So I give you a range here. This is 140 to 150, and here 5 people are there, and this is cost of living has been given in terms of rupees. 150 to 160 I have 10, 160 to 170 I have 20, 170 to 180 I have 9, 180 to 190 I have 6, 190 to 200 I have 2. Now what I do is I draw the histogram first. So to draw the histogram, what I do is I plot my x-axis and y-axis. Now you see here the x-axis starts from 140. So I'll have to make this kink. This kink says me that this doesn't starts from 0. So I'll draw 140 to 150, and this is 5 like this. Then I have 150 to 160, which is 10 like this, 160 to 170, which is 20 like this. Then this is 9. Then this is nearly 6, and this is nearly 2. So I plot it here. This is 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, and this is 200. And what happens over here is uh, this is my histogram. But what about frequency polygon in the same graph? So for frequency polygon, I know that I need the class mark. So here class mark would be 145. Here it will be 155. Here it will be 165. Here it will be 175. Here it will be 185. And here it will be 195. So I put it here as 145. So one thing is here. This is in between. I'll just have to put this is 145. This is 155. So in front of 155, I put another data. This is 165. I put it here. This is 175. I put it here. 185. I put it here, and 195. I put it here. And then I start matching this something like this. And once I match this data, my frequency polygon is half ready. And why it is not half ready? Because what happens is I have to put it across on the left and right to 0. And this is 145. The class interval is of 10. So I put it at 135, and I put it on this side on 205. Why I'm taking it beyond 10? Because previous interval, I told that go to previous interval, it is 140 to 150. It will be 130 to 140 on this side, and this will be 200 to 210 on the other side. So class mark of 130 to 140 would be 135, and class mark of 200 to 210 would be 205. So let's go to 135 here, and let's go to 205 here. So this gives me 135, and this gives me 205. So this is how it is. So this is how you solve one question of where you have to solve frequency, polygon, and histogram together. And then we will meet up on Thursday to take the discussion forward. That would be the last class. I'll be finishing the syllabus, and then we will move to revision. Okay, a few people are saying me that they have done. I'll wait for others. No, why few people? Five people have said me they have done. So okay, let's do one thing, guys. I'm stopping here. I have to finish only mean, median, and mode, which will take not more than half an hour. I request all of you to carry your RS Agarwal book in class on Thursday. Please carry it for one class because I'll just finish it off that day. And um, if you have any doubt, do let me know now so that I can repeat things. So I'm waiting for next 1 minute. If you have doubt, just let me know. I'll repeat that portion for you to explain you again. Otherwise, I'll wrap up the session. Just one request, I'm just repeating it once again that in the next class on Thursday, please carry your RS Agarwal book. Tell your friends who are not attending this class that they have to carry RS Agarwal book on Thursday. And let's meet on Thursday. Any doubt if you have, do ask me. I'm waiting for your doubt. Now, if there is no doubt, I'll wrap up the session. Okay, fine. So nobody is asking me any doubt. So thank you so much for joining the session. Fine. So see you on Thursday. Chalo, bye bye. Take care.